I'd like to talk a little bit about the bill just for a moment. First of all, I'd like to credit especially Representative Tom Mert, who did a lot of work on this issue last session. And I was very happy to get involved at the beginning of this session so we can get this moved early on. I think everyone in this room, certainly the people on the committee who've read and studied the bill and asked any questions they had, which we appreciate, but those people sitting with us that were kind enough to come out today in this still very cold weather on this important issue. One of the areas that we needed to deal with, and with this bill we are dealing with certainly, is the challenge that many of our high school students looking towards graduation, those high school students with disabilities want to go to work. Many, and sometimes most are equipped to do that. That transition becomes very difficult. We do an excellent job in the education process and providing services throughout the education structure that we have. But often when it comes to going to work, you graduate to real difficulty in finding yourself getting gainful employment, having the resources available and the job training, and just those helpful aspects that would be so valuable in getting into the competitive integrated workforce. That's exactly what this bill does. And we turn to our colleagues and partners in the OVR to do that. So with this bill, we will set up a system that is almost like a roadmap, to quote what you often hear out of the I Want to Work group and ARC and some of my other advocates that we've worked with on this issue. It will be extremely helpful to have these high school students working either in part-time, less likely in full-time while they're in high school, but they will actually have an opportunity to work in the integrated competitive field while they're still in high school, making that transition ever so much easier when they graduate and graduate to hopefully the dignity of work. So we're pretty excited about the bill. That's my spiel on it in the layman's term. Are there any questions on the bill itself? And I recognize you, Representative McNeil.
The only thing I would like to say, I hope we can get unanimous support for this bill. My wife's been working with the same program, but not this one, and it's really heartbreaking. But last year I had all them kids here on the floor, and it's wonderful to see that they're taking kids for a whole high school year, from where they start to where they end up and getting jobs. It's really heartwarming. So all I would say is I hope we can get unanimous support on this. Thank you.
My father was a placement counselor for OVR for over 30 years. And watching what happened when he was able to work with people with disabilities, get them involved with the workforce, the change in the lives of people that rise above the expectations of the people around them, and even once they realize and find out they've achieved something that they didn't even think they could do. The change in the lives is just tremendous. Giving these kids the opportunity to start that process at a younger age, I think is going to be a tremendous advantage to them as they progress into adulthood.
I echo the comments from the previous speakers and want to add that I hope that we increase funding for OVR with a federal match that we've been missing out on over the last 4 years. I hope that we can, it's our best investment that the Commonwealth can contribute to our communities, and we see sometimes 5, 6, 7 to 1 return on this investment. So I hope that this administration, this committee continues to work to increase funding so that we can provide more opportunities through OVR. Thank you.
Thank you. You'll find a lot of agreement on that. Is there anything else on the bill? If not, do we have any negative votes on the bill? And if that's acceptable to the committee? Seeing none, the bill passes as amended, and there's a lot of happy people in this room. Thank you very much.